The 2023 Lasting Impact Awards. Reception sponsors. The ICCFA Educational Foundation's Lasting Impact Award was created to recognize individuals who have made significant contributions to furthering professional development and lifelong learning in the funeral, cemetery, and cremation profession. Those that know Doug Gober may wonder just who he is. Ask anyone that has known Doug for a while, and you'll likely hear words like humble, driven, innovator, passionate, forward-thinking, mentor, kind. And the list goes on and on. Doug Gober was born at the Naval Air Base in Bermuda, where his parents were stationed. At 6 months old, the family returned to the west side of Birmingham, Alabama, which was mostly known at that time for its steel mills, iron ore, and coal mines.
Words cannot express my gratitude for Doug. He worked tirelessly for months to help us obtain the financing we needed to purchase our funeral homes. He was instrumental in helping us achieve this life-changing dream we had. I will never be able to thank him enough. Doug will always be considered a dear friend and has truly made a lasting impact on myself and my family.
After his military duty, Doug's dad and family members formed a small construction company mainly focused on creating steel frames for large buildings. His mother, Peggy, became the chief court clerk of probate court in Jefferson County, Alabama. About where he grew up, Doug would say, "We were on the wrong side of the tracks in Birmingham, but I sure didn't know it. Most of my friends' parents worked in either the steel mills, the mines, or one of the businesses that supported them."
Doug has made a lasting impact on me from the time I first heard him speak 25 years ago. His ability to use his experience to weave an unforgettable story is one of a kind. I've used his stories to shape my funeral service career over the years, and in doing so, have formed a great friendship with Doug. Kelly once asked me if I thought all the stories were true, and I replied, "Who cares? They're great stories." Congratulations, Doug, on a well-deserved honor.
Doug is the eldest of 3 boys and recalls, "When I reflect on my childhood, I have mostly fond memories. We didn't have much but woods and fields, but I never wanted for anything."
Doug Gober has been a funeral service icon and educator for really the past 40 years. His vision, message, and influence has helped move the profession forward multiple times. His impact is unparalleled. All of us in funeral service are better because of Doug.
Gober's first job was pumping gas, followed by being employed as a nursing assistant in a small hospital close to his school. He worked nights and weekends while finishing high school and all the way through college at the University of Alabama.
For over 10 years, Doug has been so important in our lives. His wisdom and guidance are a large part of our success. Doug, as Alabama natives, we share an extra close bond of friendship. Roll Tide and War Eagle.
During his second year at Alabama, one of his closest friends, Donnie Robbins, who was 2 years younger than Doug, was killed in a tragic accident 2 days after committing to a football scholarship with Auburn. It was his first experience with being involved in the planning of a funeral. Doug sang and participated in the service. Doug was only 19.
In my view, the greatest impact Doug has made on the profession is his ability to never say no. If asked to finance, sell, or merchandise a business, preach a funeral, speak on any topic, or assemble a band, the answer is always yes.
Just before graduation, Doug left his job at the hospital to begin his accounting career with a successful CPA firm in Birmingham. However, it wasn't very long after that when Doug realized he wasn't going to remain a CPA very long.
He's no wallflower and he loves a microphone, and that's been to the benefit of our profession and the families we serve. The lasting impact of Doug Gober is from decades of educational seminars sharing observations of best practices to adopt and worst practices to avoid.
In his search for something different, And by a fantastic coincidence, he was approached by Batesville Casket Company as one of his many options. Doug had no intentions of traveling or leaving Birmingham, but accepted a sales position with Batesville, moving his family to Oxford, Mississippi. Doug reflects, "Little did I know where that decision would leave me over the next 40-plus years. Any success that happened later in my work in funeral service would have never occurred without the foundation established by Mike DeBeese and Batesville Casket."
There are two levels of Doug Gober for me. On a professional level, he is one of my go-to guys in our profession. Whenever I need anything, he is always there for me. He is so knowledgeable and knows everyone. On a personal level, I know when I see Doug, he will have a smile on his face. In fact, he makes me smile instantaneously. He is so funny and is one of my favorite gingers. Congratulations, Doug.
Because he was an anomaly, a CPA selling caskets, Gober was consistently called upon by the company and other Batesville representatives for assistance with other projects. In the fall of 1987, Doug was introduced to a consultant by the name of Alton Duty, who had been hired by Batesville. Duty was a marketing guru who had no experience in funeral service, but had worldwide recognition as an accomplished marketing and merchandising expert. While still at Batesville, Gober was recruited by Duty, along with 3 other Batesville employees, to evaluate the financial results of existing casket selection rooms and the manner in which funeral products are offered to consumers.
I worked with Doug for almost 10 years at Live Oak Bank and consider him a great friend. Doug cares deeply about work, his family, God, music, and those fortunate enough to call him a friend. When you go to an industry conference with Doug, you must prepare yourself to be stopped by someone every 2 feet who wants to speak and hug Doug. He's one of a kind. I respect and admire him.
Doug's territory and a few other installations around the country became a live lab for these prototype approaches. This program was introduced through Batesville reps and a series of seminars conducted on a nationwide basis, led by Duty, Gober, and their team. Eventually, there were hundreds of funeral homes in the U.S. that implemented the system. Through these years, Duty and Gober became close friends as well as business associates.
If it wasn't for Doug Gober, we wouldn't own our 11 funeral homes and cemetery today. But Doug's relentless perseverance resulted in our dream becoming a reality. Doug is a tremendous person in so many ways. Not only is he highly intelligent and knows the funeral profession extremely well, but he has an amazing sense of humor. He never ceases to make me laugh. Doug is also a man of great integrity, faith, and exceptional core values. There's no doubt that Doug deserves this award, and I'm honored to call him my friend.
In 1995, Duty approached Gober to join him in his consulting, architecture, and design business based in New Orleans. Their initial work involved reinventing merchandise and facilities for over 2,000 funeral homes located in both the UK and France for SCI. This initiative was led by Jerry Pullins, along with a significant team which included a young business development associate named Chris Kruger.
Over the course of your career with Batesville, the Duty Group, Live Oak Bank, and Forsyth Consulting, you have met, interacted with, and provided advice and service to more people in the funeral, cremation, and cemetery industries than perhaps anyone else in the profession. I've been amazed many times when we meet on the convention floor and you know every person who passes by. Not only the funeral directors, suppliers, and cemeterians, but their spouses, kids, and even their pets by their first name. Throughout your long career, you have given much to the industries under the ICCFA umbrella. You're a true road warrior, speaking annually at numerous state and national meetings and visiting clients throughout the U.S. 48 or 50 weeks each year. I can think of no one who has given of himself to our industry or deserves this award more. Congratulations, Doug.
In addition to his success in Mississippi and Arkansas with Batesville, Gober was being recognized as a skilled communicator. This eventually led to his participation in Batesville events as a speaker, as well as presenting at state conventions across the South. After their work in Europe, Duty and Gober proposed their created merchandising ideas to all major casket suppliers in the U.S. market. The York Group accepted the challenge of these new ideas and eventually bought their company.
As I gave thought to the many qualities of Doug, the one that continued to come to top of mind to me, it is mentorship. True leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. Relevant expertise and knowledge, enthusiasm for sharing that expertise, eagerness in investing in others, reflective listening, and empathy. Doug exemplifies all of these wonderful qualities.
In the span of over 25 years, Gober's position as an innovator, presenter, and communicator of all things funeral dramatically grew to international status. His straightforward approach to obvious challenges and opportunities in the business of funeral and cemetery service created a demand for his talents. In 1999, while with the York Group, Paul Seiler, Calvin Toller, and Gober performed over 40 two-day seminars to promote a new approach to serving the consumer with funeral merchandise and services in one 52-week year.
After nearly 20 years at Batesville, Doug and I teamed up with Alton Duty and traveled the country delivering 1- and 2-day YMS seminars 30 weeks a year for nearly 10 years. We saw more of each other than our wives. At times, it felt like a death march, but it was Doug's love of funeral service and enthusiasm for the business that kept me going. This recognition is well-deserved, but remember, dog years are 7 to 1, and Doug years are 10 to 1. He's my forever friend.
Since the mid-1980s, Gober has performed over 600 presentations in the United States and 14 foreign countries. He has been the keynote speaker at the ICCFA National Convention. He has also been a fixture at the ICCFA University, Dead Talks, and multiple other national events. His high-energy presentations are well known, springing from his feeling that people are more convinced by the height of your emotion than the depth of your logic.
I met Doug 25 years ago when we were part of a team taking a bandsaw to perfectly good caskets to hang them on the wall. Since then, I've seen him carve up many of the other sacred assumptions in funeral service, including copper caskets, cremation cheapskates, and the way capital flows into the industry. The common thread running through all of this creative destruction is Doug helping our industry get out of its own way, helping our people learn to be more productive, more profitable, and better aligned with what families really need. No one has done it better.
His opinions are largely based on fact, but driven by a love for the people and the business he has chosen as his life's work. His career path included work with Batesville, the Duty Group, the York Group, Matthews International, Carriage Services, Live Oak Bank, Gober Strategic Capital, and now as a partner with Chris Kruger in the Foresight Companies.
I've known Doug for over 25 years. I'm humbled to call him my partner, and I know of no other more deserving of this award and your recognition than Doug.
Those who know Doug know there has been one constant, consistent, overriding message throughout his illustrious career. Funeral service is important to society, and those that provide it are true servants of the people. 40 years from now, after most of us are gone, someone will be caring for our dead in North America. The only real question is, who will be doing it, and what will they be doing? Anything I have done or said through the years was to try to help us all just be a little better every day. I've been truly blessed. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in honoring and congratulating Doug Gober, recipient of the 2023 Lasting Impact Award.